So you want to build a real estate portfolio, right? Create that passive income everyone talks about? Well, you're basically standing at a fork in the road. There are two totally different ways to get there. One's the path everybody knows, and the other? That's the expressway built just for investors. Understanding which one to take is, honestly, the key to everything.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to break down these two paths. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of how you qualify for them, and more importantly, how you scale up. We'll even cover some pro-level strategies, a few secrets from the trenches, and then, at the end, figure out which path is the right one for you and your goals.
Okay, first things first. This isn't just about picking a loan. It's about picking a philosophy, a whole mindset for how you're going to build your wealth. So, are you going to take that slow, traditional, scenic route? Or are you ready to jump on the investor's highway?
Let's talk about that conventional road. You know this one. It's designed for homeowners. The whole thing is built around your personal income, your job stability. But the DSCR highway, that's the express lane. It's built for one thing and one thing only: growth. It's laser focused, not on you, but on the cash flow of the property itself.
So what's the real fundamental difference here? I mean, what's the one thing you absolutely have to get? It all comes down to what, or maybe who, the lender is actually qualifying for the loan. This changes the entire game. On that conventional path, the lender puts you under a microscope. They want everything: your W-2s, your tax returns, your pay stubs. They're calling your boss to verify you still have a job. Why? Because they're calculating your personal debt-to-income ratio. The entire loan hinges on your personal ability to pay the bills.
Now here's where we flip the script completely. With a DSCR loan, all that just goes away. No DTI calculation, no employment verification, your personal income, they don't even ask for it. The lender has just one simple question: does this property make enough money to pay its own mortgage? That's it. The property qualifies itself.
And the math is unbelievably simple. You just take the gross monthly rent and you divide it by the full monthly mortgage payment. And that means everything: principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, what we call PITI. So if your rent is $4,000 a month and the payment is, say, $3,200, you divide them and you get a DSCR of 1.25. If that number is over 1.0, the lender says, yep, this property pays for itself. It's that straightforward.
Now we get to the big one: scaling. Because let's be real, every serious investor eventually hits a wall. You get a couple of properties, and then what? How do you break through and go from a few doors to a real portfolio? Well, having the right financing tool is how.
And here's that wall I was talking about. With conventional loans, the big players, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they put a cap on you. For most people, that's 10 financed properties. And once you hit that number, you're done. Your growth using those traditional loans just stops, dead in its tracks. But on the DSCR highway, oh man, there are no speed limits. With DSCR loans, there's no arbitrary cap. It's not about how many properties you have, it's about how many good deals you can find. I mean, look at this quote. We're talking about portfolios with over 100 units. That's the kind of scale we're talking about.
Okay, this is where it gets really powerful. Let's talk about the advanced plays, the kind of stuff savvy investors do to make their own money work for them, using their existing properties to fund new ones.
The cash-out refinance is your secret weapon, for real. As your property goes up in value, you build equity, right? Well, a DSCR loan lets you reach in, pull that cash out, and use it as the down payment on your next property. Think about that. You are literally using one property's success to buy another one. That's how you create momentum.
Now hold on, you can't just do this the day after you buy the place. Lenders have something called a seasoning requirement. It's just a fancy term for a waiting period. Usually, after about 3 months, you can refinance to get a better rate, but the magic number is often 6 months. After 6 months of owning the property, you can typically do a full cash-out refi and tap into that equity.
And as your portfolio grows, you can make your life so much easier. Instead of juggling 10 different mortgages and 10 different due dates, a DSCR portfolio loan lets you roll them all into one. One loan, one single monthly payment. This just cleans everything up and frees your time and your headspace to focus on what really matters, finding that next great deal.
All right, lean in for this one. This is the stuff a mentor would pull you aside to tell you about. Let's get into the fine print, the insider secrets you absolutely need to know so you don't step on any landmines and can get the best possible terms on your deals.
First up, not all properties are treated the same. In the eyes of a lender, a single-family home is the gold standard. It's considered less risky, it's easier for them to value, and frankly, it's easier to sell if things go wrong. Because of that lower risk, you'll often get a better interest rate. A condo, on the other hand, might have a little rate bump added on. So just choosing your property type can literally save you money on every single payment. Next, let's talk about prepayment penalties. Don't let this term scare you. Just understand it. These are business loans, not home loans, so lenders want to make sure the loan stays on the books for a while. It's a trade-off. You might agree to a penalty if you sell or refi in the first few years, and in exchange, the lender gives you a lower interest rate. It's just part of the game. Okay, listen up, because this right here is where so many deals fall apart. Lenders need to see you have cash in the bank, what they call reserves. We're talking 3 to 6 months of the full mortgage payment. And here's the kicker. It's not just for the new property you're buying, it's for the new property and every other property you have a loan on. Not having enough reserves is probably the #1 reason an otherwise perfect deal dies at the closing table.
All right, we've covered a ton of ground. Let's bring it all home and talk about how you choose the right tool to actually build the future you want.
So here it is, the final showdown. Conventional loans, they qualify you. It's based on your personal income and they put a hard limit on your growth. DSCR loans, they qualify the property. It's all about the deal's cash flow, and they are built for unlimited scale and flexibility.
But if you only take away one thing from all of this, let it be this. It's about a mindset shift. When you move from the conventional road to the DSCR highway, you stop thinking like a person buying a house, and you start thinking like a business owner analyzing an asset. It's no longer about you qualifying, it's about whether the deal makes sense.
So I'll just leave you with this thought. Your personal income, your 9-to-5 job, that's always going to have a ceiling. There's only so much you can make. But the cash flow from a smart real estate portfolio, that has no limit. So the only question left is, which path are you going to choose to build your future?